What's up everybody, this is Jack from Fluency.com, and in this English lesson we're going to look at the difference between will, be going to, and the present continuous when talking about the future. Let's start with 3 examples. I will get my hair cut. I will get my hair cut. I'm going to get my hair cut. I'm going to get my hair cut. I am getting my haircut. I am getting my haircut. Will, be going to, and the present continuous. All 3 are used to talk about the future. It's difficult to know in which situations you use will, or be going to, or the present continuous, but by the end of this lesson, you will have a clear understanding of when to use these 3 tenses. So let's get started with a story. Imagine that we decide to throw a party, that we decide to have a party for one of our friends. And we all need to bring something to the party. We all need to contribute something for this event. Because I'm an expert when it comes to beer, I say, okay, I'll bring some beer. I'll bring some beer to the party. You say, I'll bring, complete that sentence. I'll bring, maybe you said some food, or I'll bring some chips, or I'll bring a cake. But we both used will to talk about this. And that is because we made the decision to bring beer or a cake in the moment of speaking. We didn't have the intention to do this before the conversation. And that's one of the ways we use will. When we make the decision to do something in the future while we are speaking. Here are some more examples to make that clearer. My wife and I are sitting on the sofa. It's 7 p.m, the kids are in bed, and my wife says, let's watch Stranger Things. Let's watch Stranger Things. I'll say, great, I'll make some tea. I'll make some tea. I didn't have the intention to make tea before we had that conversation. The decision to make tea was made during that conversation. It doesn't matter if that future action is in the immediate future or the distant future. For example, let's say that you are in a meeting and your boss says, okay, we need somebody to give a presentation at the big conference next year. And you say, I'll do it. I'll do it. Again, you didn't have the intention to give this presentation before the meeting. You made that decision while speaking. So far the examples are, I'll bring the drinks, I'll bring a cake, I'll make some tea, I'll do it. Going back to the example about the party. Later that day you see a friend and he asks you about this party. And you say, yeah, it's going to be great. Jack is going to bring some beer. Jack is going to bring some beer. The intention of bringing beer was made before that conversation. Therefore, we can't use will. We need to either use be going to or the present continuous. And at this stage, it's important to know that be going to and the present continuous can be flexible. And in fact, in many situations, you can use both with more or less the same meaning. So you can say, Jack is bringing some beer to the party. Jack is bringing some beer to the party. Before I said to my wife, I'll make some tea. I'll make some tea. But look at this example. I'm going to make some coffee. Do you want some? I'm going to make some coffee. Do you want some? The intention to make coffee was there before I asked that question. I already had that intention. Therefore, I don't use will. I didn't make the decision to do that in the moment. I'm going to make some coffee. Do you want some? Going back to the example of the presentation. In the meeting you said, I'll do it. I'll do it. But imagine later that day you meet one of your friends at the pub. You say, I'm going to give a big presentation next month. I'm going to give a big presentation next month. Now, When we're talking about our plans and arrangements and intentions for the future, we normally use be going to or the present continuous. I've talked about a few examples of how we use will, but in most cases we use be going to in the present continuous because we normally know our plans and intentions before the conversation. But what is the difference between be going to and the present continuous? Well, the present continuous is mainly used for arrangements. And in most cases, there is a specific time and date for this. For example, I have a football game at 3 p.m. on Sunday. A friend asked me if I want to go to his party on Sunday afternoon. I say, I'm so sorry, I can't go. I'm playing football at 3 p.m. It's an arrangement, it's a plan with a specific time and date. I'm playing football at 3 p.m. Another example is I have an appointment at 10 a.m. on Tuesday at the hairdresser's. Here, I would say, I'm getting my haircut on Tuesday. I'm getting my haircut on Tuesday. But if you don't have a set plan or an arrangement, then we tend to use be going to. For example, I'm going to get my haircut soon. I'm going to get my haircut soon. In this example, I don't have an appointment, but it's my intention to get my haircut. I'm going to get my haircut soon. And here's a conversation where we can use this example with will. My wife says, Jack, your hair is bloody awful. Your hair is bloody awful. I say, what do you mean? Kate says, there's just no style to it. It looks terrible. I say, wow, okay, I'll get it cut soon. Notice that the intention to get my hair cut wasn't there before the conversation. I made the decision to do this during the conversation. That's why I use will. So going back to the 3 examples I gave at the start of the video. I'll get my hair cut soon. I'm going to get my hair cut soon. I'm getting my hair cut on Tuesday. The first one, the intention is there, but I made the decision during the conversation. The second one, the intention is there, but I already decided to do this before the conversation. And the last one is an arrangement. I have the appointment. I'm getting my hair cut on Tuesday. So that is the main difference between will, be going to, and the present continuous. Let's look at a few more examples using be going to and some very specific cases when we use this. The first one is, I'm going to mow the lawn this weekend. Now, when it comes to these types of activities, we tend to use be going to because we don't make arrangements with people to do this. I'm going to mow the lawn this weekend. We're going to clean the house on Sunday. I'm going to do my homework tonight. These are types of activities where we tend to use be going to. Let's talk about predictions now, because when we are predicting the future, we can use either will or be going to. For example, when we're talking about our party, I think Paul is going to come. I think Paul is going to come. Or, I think Paul will come. I think Paul will come. But if you are basing your prediction on current evidence, then use be going to. The example that many of you have seen before is this. Look at that black cloud. It's going to rain. The black cloud is the evidence that we are using for our prediction. Look at that black cloud. It's going to rain. Or Mike Tyson looks so focused. He's going to knock out the other guy soon. He's going to knock out the other guy soon. We can also use both be going to and will in the first conditional. For example, if it rains, we'll cancel the party. If it rains, we'll cancel the party. Or if it rains, we're going to cancel the party. If it rains, we're going to cancel the party. I want to end on 3 examples that are used very specifically. The first one is this. What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow? This is what we ask when we're trying to find out somebody's availability so we can suggest something. Let's say we have a party tomorrow, which we do. You can say, what are you doing tomorrow? Do you want to come to this great party? You'll notice we use the present continuous to do this. What are you doing Sunday morning? The next one is this. You might hear your boss say, okay everyone, I'll be in the office tomorrow. Or, okay everyone, I won't be in the office tomorrow. The boss uses will here to talk about a future fact. Here are two more examples. I'll be in London this time next week. I'll be in London this time next week. They'll be on the plane this time tomorrow. They'll be on the plane this time tomorrow. And finally, let's introduce another tense here. The train gets in at 7 a.m. The train gets in at 7 a.m. This is a present simple, and we can use a present simple to talk about the future too. This is for things on a schedule or a timetable. The train gets in at 7 a.m. It's on a schedule. Another example is I leave tomorrow at 7 a.m. I leave tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm taking a flight, which is why I'm using it in this way. I leave tomorrow at 7 a.m. And finally, what time does the lesson start? What time does the lesson start? So we have covered a lot in this lesson. What I recommend you do is, if anything is unclear, watch it again and then leave any questions you have below. Speaking of leaving things below, also write a few examples using be going to, will, and the present continuous. If you want, create some type of dialogue so that you give the example some context. And finally, know that this is not easy. It's going to take you a long time to truly understand when to use will, be going to, and the present continuous. But to help you, I've created a playlist over here. So click over there, watch those videos, and you'll have a much better understanding of this area. If you've enjoyed it, please like and share. Thank you so much for being here.